Hi, hi, hi. Happy Monday, October 27th, 2028. And we're just going to talk about all kinds of stuff tonight. All kinds of stuff. So give me a second. I'm going to run my intro, let some people come in, and then we'll start. Thanks. Hi, how is everybody today? It's starting to look a lot like fall here. Everywhere I go. I'm going to try to take you guys up to see the leaves. That'll be fun. Hey, Queen Bella. Hi, honey. Eva Queen Yaya. Hi, honey. Alrighty. So anyway, are we doing okay? Is everybody doing okay? I was just checking in with my ex-sister-in-law because she lives in the Bahamas. She lives on Andros Island, and which is kind of cool because she works for a thing for the government. They kind of call it the Navy's Area 51. And so if you guys haven't seen it, and we're just thinking around here, there was a Hurricane Melissa, which is the 13th named storm for this year, 2025. Hi, Shibby. Can't stare, listen. Saying hi. Oh, that's fine. Thanks. Turkey Diana. Hi, honey. So here is the affected areas. And right through here is Jamaica. And last we heard, right here, Hurricane Melissa bears down on Jamaica as a Category 5 hurricane. That's bad, guys. That's really bad. They were talking about maybe 40 inches of rain. And of course, the Bahamas are over here, kind of, sort of. But anyway, we just need to pray for all those people because this is going to be catastrophic, like in the real sense of the word, catastrophic. I was watching my buddy Owl on the Prowl last night, and he's a big like weather kind of guy. Let me see if I can get his link and drop it, because he also does true crime on the weekends. Oops, no. Wrong. Hang on. Hold on, please. Hold on, please. Here we go. And so he had some really good information. And so for you people like across the pond, or like maybe on the hang on. Why does it have a share thing here? like on the West Coast. Here we go. It's a very small channel. I'm going to drop this. This isn't actually a link, but this is the name of his channel. And it's pretty amazing, the work that he does with the weather. Hey, Yankee Kyle. Hi, honey. Weird. Anyway, hi, Patrish. How are you, hon? We're just going to talk about all kinds of stuff tonight. And my StreamYard is being a crackhead again. Don't ask me why. You know, it's probably the most expensive platform out there. And the dingbat thing doesn't work right half the time. Okay, maybe this will work. I don't know. But we're going to try it, okay? We're going to try it. So, okay. One of the things I did want to talk to you about is some stuff going on. Because I don't know if you know anybody that's on food stamps or SNAP. I'm doing okay tonight, Kyle. Thanks. Oh, the website uses cookies. Fine. Thank you. Let me see if I can make me smaller. Stop it. See if I can make me smaller. There. Ta-da. Okay. So we know that the government here in the United States is shut down. They're not working. They've been, oh my goodness, I guess we're going close to 4 weeks now. Because they can't agree on money. So the SNAP funding expiration set to hit 40 million people. And you know me, I try to be kind of in the middle. So I look at the things that are saying that these people need to work. Instead of being lazy, going out and buying nothing but cookies and soda, they should work like the rest of us. And then there are other people who said, well, there are, single mothers or single fathers, but there are children out there whose parents don't make enough money to make all the bills, which is very, very common now for everybody. But anyway, more than 40 million low-income food assistance beneficiaries are expected to receive less help with grocery bills or no help at all in the coming days. This is supposed to start on Saturday. The USDA is threatening to withhold billions of dollars in supplemental nutrition assistance programs, which is what the SNAP is, contingency funding. They have money set aside for this. Let me say that again. They have billions of dollars set aside for things like this. But the USDA is threatening to withhold the contingency funding, which Congress has already allocated for emergency scenarios like this if the government shutdown stretches into November. How about all these government people go without their income? Exactly. Yes, Queen Bella. I mean, Trump did say he had like a rich friend who was going to donate like $120 million so the military could get their paychecks. But honestly, I don't think $120 million is going to cut it to pay for the whole military during the government shutdown. So this whole thing. Oh, they also stopped Meals on Wheels and school lunches. If you get too cranky, you'll jump off. No, you stay here, honey. We want the crank. We want the snark. That's what we're here for, baby. Okay. There is between $5 billion and $6 billion currently in that fund, but that's not enough to cover the estimated $8 billion in SNAP benefits due out next month. But it would allow for partial payments to help low-income Americans defray food costs. Everybody knows that our food costs are crazy. They're crazy. I was looking at this chart thing on excrement, that used to be Twitter. And it was saying that, on average, that everything's gone up about 3% in the last 6 months. Bull crap. That's not true. Big liar, liar, pants on fire. On Friday, however, the USDA released guidance saying it won't use those funds to cover the SNAP benefits if the government shutdown extends beyond October 31st. But somehow the congressmen and senators still get paid. A.M. Patrish. Say it, girl. Hi, Pookie. How are you? It's a move that appears designed to maximize the pressure on state Democrats to support a GOP spending bill to reopen the government. So basically, they're holding everybody hostage. In a memo first reported by Axios, the USDA said the reason is simple. The contingency fund was designed to respond to unforeseen events like natural disasters, and the current shutdown doesn't qualify because it was manufactured by Democrats. To spend the money on SNAP benefits during such an event, the USDA argues, would be illegal. Yeah, so I'm kind of angry. I am. We say hi. Yes, hi, hoodies. Yes, be cranky together, honey. That's what we're here for. Be cranky together. These programs help farmers also. Girl, all right. So I've been watching this thing. I've been watching it come up and whatnot. I've been watching people talk about it. And this isn't just families who use the food assistance to buy food. It's also those retailers that they shop at, whether it's their local Food Lion or Walmart or, whatever. But it goes all the way back to the farmers. Because if the retailers aren't selling anything, the farmers can't sell anything. It's a whole big cluster F. Have I been on long enough? Yes, 12 minutes. Clusterfuck is what it is. And that's, you know me, I'm team everybody sucks. So I don't think this is specifically a Democrat thing. I don't think it's specifically a Republican thing. I just think it's the fact that politicians don't give a crap about anybody outside DC. Where you live, it's a city ordinance that does not allow people to feed the homeless. The city says if they want to eat, they can go to established food banks. It is disgusting. Oh, thank you. You still hand out what you can. Since when has feeding people become a non-emergency? Exactly. That. Okay, I'm in a total squirrel mood today, so God knows what we're going to talk about. All right, I'm just going to spew my opinion all over you guys. How's that sound? Because I've been all over. I've been thinking about all kinds of things. But you know what happens when people go hungry? Anybody remember the French Revolution? Louis the 16th and Marie Antoinette? Yeah. It was because of stuff like this. So since America is in a rioting mood, we just seem to be more and more up for rioting. We'll put on our Scooby-Doo costumes or our Pikachu costume and our signs, and we'll go out and we'll protest and we'll yell and we'll throw things and all that stuff. Let them eat cake. Yes. That's what she was allegedly quoted as saying. You bought in bulk from Costco to give to my local food bank. Oh, no, but you can't keep doing that. No. And that's what some of these people are saying. That, There's illegal aliens, immigrants, not, my kind of aliens. There's illegal aliens that are on the programs and they shouldn't be, and there's like absolutely totally fit 24-year-olds who lied about how many kids they have, and they're on the food program and all that stuff. But hang on. I had to cough real quick. But yeah, there's also old people like the grandmas. There's veterans out there that aren't working anymore. There's a lot of people that, yes, we worked all of our lives, paid into the system, and now when we need help, they're going to do shit like this, and so people going to riot. You don't think that's true? Trump's been doing a practice run. Remember in drama when we were going to put on a school play, and then we all had rehearsals before we actually did the big performance? You think that ICE going in with the National Guard to some of these cities was absolutely necessary? No, y'all. That was an absolute rehearsal for when Trump calls martial law. When they start putting up barbed wire around areas, when you have to pass through checkpoints in your city because of the security. And how do I know that? Because I lived in LA during the Rodney King riots. I lived in LA during the Watts riots. I've seen it. And that was just a city. But if this happens nationwide, God, look at the No Kings protests that they just had. What was it, last weekend? Weekend before last? In the big cities, the streets were clogged with people. And those were happy people complaining about politics. Okay? Can you imagine desperate people who are trying to survive and feed their families? Yeah, exactly. Louis the 16th was king of France in 1789. He was worse than Louis the 15th. He was worse than Louis the 14th. He was worse than Louis the 13th. He was the worst since Louis the First. We're gonna. I used to help at a food bank and get so angry because the workers would set aside donations for themselves. Now I make a sack lunch bags with what I can and give it to those in need. Hi. Hi, Nicole. I still love that girl more than you. But anyway, no, if you have people who are literally starving, because I heard someone say, "Oh yeah, people going out there and they're filling up their cart for, $300. If you got 3 kids, $300 ain't going nowhere." And I guarantee you they're not eating meat and fresh vegetables because those are the expensive things. Those kids are eating mac and cheese and cereal. And so it's a bad thing, guys. It's bad. Bleh. I love you, honey. Yeah. Yeah, that is very kind of Hoodie. And it bothers me about the way some municipalities will just basically sweep away the homeless. There's a reason they're homeless. There's a reason they're not in housing. If somebody works at a low-paying job, it doesn't even have to be like McDonald's. You get $200 for yourself, and it's nothing. It's nothing, baby. Absolutely nothing. I mean, it used to be that I could figure that, okay, maybe I could get out of the store with, like an average of $20 a bag. No, forget that. It's closer to $30 to $50 a bag now, and I don't buy expensive stuff. I'm not cruising out with steaks, you know what I mean? Oh, bless your heart, honey. You were homeless with 4 children? Mhm. Exactly. But when our society, when our government, when our people who live in the White Houses with the picket fence don't give a shit about people that are under them, that are lower than them, there's a problem, guys. There's a problem. And I think I know what it is. I'm actually gonna talk about it tomorrow. And then Thursday, we're gonna talk about cryptids and aliens and angels and demons, all kinds of things. Hi, Mystery. How are you? How are you, sweetheart? Yeah, so, we don't have the answer, but I could sit here and gripe to you, and you guys can sympathize with me, and we'll we'll just take it from there. The only thing I know to do is pray. Is pray. Hope I didn't trigger anybody with thoughts and prayers. But anyway, so I do have I have a new thing here. Hang on. Hang on. Trying new things. I've got breaking news. Breaking news, breaking news. Allegedly, some YouTube creators have received a recent email. It's from the detective to advise that their investigations have been completed. Quote, "You reported a white van driving up and down your street almost every day and frequently stopping in front of your house to take photos. After a diligent investigation, we find there is no criminal contact and that the white van is the mailman." Ba-da-ba. Dad jokes. Sorry, I can't help it. I can't help it. Oh, you're tired of driving amongst the crazies? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought people in Virginia drove crazy, and I thought people in California drove crazy, and people in Texas drove crazy. Evidently, they're everywhere. It's just like this whole pandemic thing of crazy drivers. JP, the guy that wrote my outro music, his wife was in an accident yesterday. She's okay. But yeah, I mean, people can't even change lanes. Okay, right quick, because I don't want this to go too long. You guys are kind enough to actually hang out with me. So last night, I went to watch a live stream on a new channel that I heard from Alex Erickson, and they've been talking about the hidden true crime stuff, right? And like I said, I'm not going to play videos because number one, I don't want to get copyright struck. And number two, if you're not following it, just zoom out or scroll through TikTok right now or something. If you are following it, you'll understand what I'm saying. But anyway, Allie had shared a link to a channel called Difficult Research. And Difficult Research is actually, hold on just a second. I'm going to find her link. Here we go. She's actually related to some victims in the Daybell case. Lori Vallow, Daybell, Chad Daybell. Their trials recently kind of wrapped up. I guess I have been following it since Lori was convicted in Idaho. But basically, Difficult Research is run by a lady named Kresha. And Kresha is the niece of one of the victims, Charles Vallow. Her mom, Kay, you may have heard the names Kay and Larry Woodcock. Kay was Charles' sister and also the grandmother of J.J. Vallow. So Kresha last night had her mom come on panel with her, and they were talking. Yeah, Kendra's. No, her name is Kresha. Oh, you're talking about Lori being her own lawyer? Yeah, only somebody with an ego that big. Not surprised. But anyway, so I watched the 9-hour hidden true crime. I'm being stalked and I'm scared. And then I watched Turtle Boy and Glarer, and I watched Guilty of Crime. Shared some of that with you last time because she's gone through stalking, like real stalking. Anyway, and so I watched Allie and Chasing, and I've been kind of down this rabbit hole, this Lauren rabbit hole, because I was trying to figure out, somebody cries, my heart's going to break for you. I got a grandma heart. I'm good. My heart's going to break for you. I want to hug you, and I want to make hot chocolate, and I want to get out the fluffy blanket and cuddle up, because that's me. But as I was watching Lauren, and I kind of did my last stream on this a little bit, about 10 minutes in, I was like, yeah, you have that gut feeling. You're like, wow, there's something wrong here. So my opinion was that Lauren was really upset about text messages and emails coming out because there's something really dirty in there. I mean, and the more I watch her and John, I'm thinking her really dirty is nothing, nothing like it is on the YouTube streets that we're familiar with. But anywho, so I was watching Kresha and her mom, and they were talking about their experience with hidden true crime and just in general. And Kay was talking about how people, and now mind you, these aren't like Lori Vallow fans, but just people had this idea that Kay and Larry were living high on the hog because they got life insurance money and all this stuff, and sending them death threats, sending them things like they need to give their, what was it, $20,000 reward to the Reverend Donna Serafina because she had some vision that solved the case. And evidently, according to the police, the Reverend Donna Serafina did not contact them. They were able to find the kids in Chad's backyard from good old detective work. Anywho, it was a really good live stream because these are people that have lost family members, literally, because of true crime. And there was this question about Lauren being friendly and being nice. And of course, we've heard stories that she's lost some employees and now they're going after her with TikToks and stuff like that. And but to hear what they've been through. Kay said for all of 2020, when the kids went missing, in 2021, that she was basically in shutdown mode. She was so traumatized. And then there was another creator that came and joined Kresher, and her name was Alwyn Reese. Alwyn hasn't done anything for about 5 years because Lori Hillis and Lauren Matthias basically came after her and intimidated her and told her don't talk about this and blah blah blah. Trish from Web Sleuths was involved in that. But here's the thing. So me, like some of you guys, you cutest hot chocolate table. You got to see some of the live last night. Then Lindsay broke the news. I wouldn't get to finish it exactly, Pookie. Oh, yeah. Thank you, honey. Thanks. Let me give you one of these guys. One of these guys. My favorite.
See what I did?
You so totally rock, Squirt! So give me some fin. Noggin. Dude.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Donna needs to jump on a lake. Yeah, Ellie did the work and found the babies. Yes, exactly. I say babies because basically anybody under 45 is still a baby to me. Anywho, so I want to show this to you because I missed part of the beginning of the live. And so, you know how you wait, it's over and you go, thanks for being, and then you kind of rewind. Well, this is what I did. I was literally like 10 minutes in and I get this. Boom. This video is no longer available due to a copyright claim by Hidden True Crime. This is a big one. Okay, because this is a copyright strike because the video went down immediately. I mean, because I get copyright claims all the time for like, the animal videos I show you and whatnot. It just says that it can't be monetized unless I remove it or that they remove their claim on it. So what I did was I put this on my community post, and I don't do things like this, guys. You know that. But I thought this is unacceptable. Okay, Lauren from Hidden True Crime has been to Kay and Larry Woodcock's house. Kay and Larry Woodcock have been to Lauren's house. They've eaten dinner together. They've talked to each other on the phone. They Kay and Larry know Lauren's baby, and so I don't know how to do this, but I remembered, and mind you, this is like 3:00 in the morning or something. I remembered some of the creators that I saw in Crash's live, and she had a good turnout. It was like at one point almost 3,000 people. Anyway, so I shared this, right? And then I get comments, and I don't know how this works, but people have a lot of ideas going on. It's a very odd move for someone who claims to have nothing to hide, respectfully. I honestly can't say shocks me from Lauren. She is wanting to shut people up. This speaks volumes. Well, Lauren is surely showing who she is. Who's the bully now, Lauren? Lauren has been pulling this shit for years. Don't expect her to change now. Her doctor husband is behind her. Get help, Lauren and John. Can't believe she did this. Makes the situation look worse. I managed to stay awake to hear Kay. Went to go and listen to the rest this morning UK time and saw this. Hi, Christy F. Yes, you do, Cash. You gobshite. Copyright me for the fridge art that you gave me. But anyway, so there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of opinions. A lot of opinions on what's going on. What's going on with this? So, what do we do? What is that? No, not that one. This one? Maybe. Yes. Okay. Let me get rid of that. It is share screen, window, here. So, Lauren and John did a live night before last, maybe? And you may have heard some of it. Hi, Zen. Welcome back, honey. You may have heard some of it, or at least people talking about it, because Dr. John likes Brad Pitt a lot. So Dr. John basically gave the filmography, the IMDb of Brad Pitt's work, and talked about how he's grown as an artist and how great he is and all these things. And we're like, okay. So his thing was that there were some things in the news. Like when Brad was married to Angelina, I guess, they were on a plane that was doing an emergency landing, and it was a big situation. And then Brad was, hurt Angelina. He did something. And evidently Brad hurt the kid. And, that there were all these accusations when they were going through a divorce and all that stuff. So John was saying that we need to separate out Brad Pitt's work, the wonderful movies and stuff that he did, from him being an asshole. And so evidently Lauren is Brad Pitt. All right. And of course he pulled out textbooks. Oh, thanks, Patrish. Oh my goodness. Thanks. I'm going to give you Mary Catherine, okay? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. But anywho, so we are supposed to separate out the mean, nasty things that Lauren said versus her work that everybody appreciates and whatnot. Okay, that's great. I came away, Brad, Johnny, yeah, most of them are dicks, you're right. But anywho, so he pulls out all these textbooks and gives us like page 77 and all these really long words that evidently, if it bored you or if you didn't understand it, you're just too stupid because they're superior to us. So I came away with the idea of baffle them with bullshit. Baffle them with bullshit is what I got. What I see is that Lauren FAFO'd. She FA'd. Now she's in the find out phase. She's lost about 2,000 subs over the last week or whatever it's been. Good. I'm glad. I don't know if you guys feel that way. Accept Pitt's wonderful work and ignore the bad. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I mean, there are some celebrities that were canceled, like legitimately canceled because of bullshit law things. Okay, like Johnny Depp. What's the Depp Heard trial? And she was, oh yeah, me too. Me too. I was abused by Johnny. And she secretly recorded him and did all this stuff. And when he lost a huge acting contract as Grindelwald in the Harry Potter series, that was big. Well, fortunately, she lost the Aquaman thing too. But the point is that when things like this are going around, it's one thing to do something stupid like Lauren did and cancel yourself. It's another thing to actually lie, exaggerate, bring it to YouTube. You don't need to bring it to YouTube. None of us would have known anything about this if we didn't have to sit through a 9-hour live of her, blubbering and crying in her bed and drinking root beer. I don't think Law and Crime would have done a half-hour documentary on the court case that didn't happen. It's crazy. What I would like to see, Grandma opinion. Hi, Peach. You lost 3 subs yesterday. You posted a vid not about Teddy. I'm sorry. But as the grandma opinion, hi, Ms. Leah. Hi, honey. The grandma opinion on this would be when Lauren was threatened for her emails and text messages to get out. And Lauren admitted, yeah, I'm human. I said some stuff. She did blame AI at one point. that they were faked, that they're AI text messages. But here's the thing. If you have a relationship with these people and you were bent out of shape and you talk some shit on them or whatnot, or even if you still don't like them, you still think they're full of shit, whatever, contact them directly. Take your power back. Contact the person and say, hey, I want to let you know that I'm having this thing happen. Somebody has, my text messages and emails. And, just so you're not blindsided by it, I want you to know that I said some really cruel things about that. She could lie her ass off. I had really bad premenstrual cramps that day. Or she could have said, I was totally hangry when I wrote that. Or she could be honest saying, yeah, I think X, Y, and Z about you. But the point is, go person to person. Go person to person. Talk to them. And none of this would have happened. I'm sorry. I was squirreling off here. Yeah, thanks for supporting Grandma, guys. I appreciate it. The work from the source. Yeah, I think Michael Jackson is okay. You confuse me. We all view it differently. I will watch Weinstein films, for instance, but will not listen to Gary Glitter. Don't know who Gary Glitter is? Harvey Weinstein is horrible. I will still watch his movies. Don't think she'll come back from this. I don't think you're wrong. Okay, you posted a video that's not about Teddy. Exactly. Cash, thank you. Cash worded it eloquently. They're all twats at this point. I don't think she and hubby will come back from this, in my opinion. She is hiding some dirty info, and I think is against the victims and families she allegedly helped. Exactly. Her whole thing is, she's for the victims and family. Her brother was dying in the hospital from a severe brain injury, and she had to be in court to make sure that the Valo Daybell victims got justice. They're going to get justice because she's there because of her magical fucking aura. Excuse me. Sorry. Calm down, Grandma. Calm down. I took the time to watch the 9-hour stream and thought at the time, yeah, exactly. Everybody thinks that. Hi, Lens. How are you, baby? Oh, indeed, it's orchestrated. And some people are saying that it's just, it's been slow true crime and that, her views are down and this is a perfect thing to release now in order to stir up the community or specifically to line their pockets because God knows how many super chats she got the other night when she was live and then when she and John were blathering on the other night and then Patreon, please. Oh, and then her commercials. I'm sorry. If you don't think that this is all for money, then you stupid. You all stupid. I watched Jamal today. Jamal Unleashed. Let me find his here we go. He's pretty logical. He's got a nice voice. That girl was on with him today. They were talking about YouTube creators that cozy up to victims' families, parents, and things like that. Good idea, not a good idea. I think universally we all decide it's not a good idea. But here's the thing. After all this stuff going down and then them hurting Kay and Larry Woodcock and whatnot, Kay actually said last night that she felt like she was exploited. Exploited. And that's what I think most of these parents are. They're being exploited. I used to be, when I started off my YouTube, whatever, like I said, I watched, Bailey Sarian and Annie Elise and um, Kendall Ray, Stephanie Harlow, and then somehow or another, I ended up with on this side she was small at the time, doing true crime, who had a mother reach out to her, and talking in the Discord. It was like, oh my God, I'm going to get so many views on this. And she could tell you that if somebody watched your video or replayed your live at like 2 times speed, that it doesn't count for a full view. It's only this much. And if they watch it for 30 seconds, then, it's this. And I just blew me away. But anyway, so not saying that every creator out there has, specifically engineered some sort of plan for money. Yeah, YouTube's being YouTube. Cash, what if I told you about that? Okay? We talked about it. Yeah, it was the wrong move. Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Okay. So sort of Jimmy Savile of the music realm. Yeah. She didn't help those victims. She would have not struck Kresha. And that's my point, is that to be petty enough to try to own a case, because she was saying she was an expert on the Vallow Day bill, and I'm not taking away anything. She had some really cool information about their weird ass podcasts, and about how, Chad came up with his near death experience stuff beyond the veil, and how they met. I learned all of that from Lauren, and I thought that was fabulous coverage. Absolutely fascinated me. But when I heard Kresha and I heard Kay talk about, because they're not valuable anymore. The Daybell case is pretty much over. Move along. Nothing to see here. And to hear them talk, it was heartbreaking, because they talked as victims' families. At one point, Kresha was saying they were in the court and they were showing the pictures of like Tylee's body, or excuse me, JJ's body. They could tell that's JJ. That's his jammies. But when they showed Tylee, and if you remember, Tylee was burned and dismembered. She couldn't tell what she was looking at. This is real life. This is real life. No, I got it. Yeah, Jamal was good. Oh, Nightbot. Yada, 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 yada. Nightbot is not stalking you. Used to watch all those? It is only ethical true crimers Ken Maines. Could be. Could be. She was knowledgeable, but how much was taken via those texts? As she had and struck for. Exactly. Exactly. And she has the audacity. I was watching that response video, and they have the audacity to say, well, you don't have to like me, and we're open to other opinions. While during that premiere, people in her chat, they were deleting comments that were, asking tough questions, or telling her, what a cunt she is. And, oh, hey, Okie. Hi, Annie. Oklahoma Crime News. And then on that response video, they're saying it's okay for you to have an opinion or whatever. Now, Kresha has like 14,000 subscribers. 14,000. She doesn't just do Daybell stuff. She's really into like cult research, specifically Mormonism, because their family, Charles' side of the family, were not Mormons. That was kind of Lori. Bradley. Hi, Annie. Hi, Annie. Anyway, so she got 14,000. And then Hidden True Crime strikes her to shut her up. Annie Lee, Banfield, Beigefield. It is very sad. Drive safely, honey. My heart hurts for the grandparents. They stood hard to get justice. Exactly. Yes, today is Grain's birthday. I sent her a text this morning. Said, "Happy birthday, Grain." They were converted into until the nightmare took place. Lori, in your opinion, was evil. You know, the whole thing is evil. And I want to talk to you guys. About religion. Ooh, one of the taboo topics. But any religion. So I just think that sucks. And I'm glad that you guys kind of agree with me. Is Grain here? Did I see Grain? I don't know. Like I said, I've been squirreling. If she thought this was going to make things easier on her, it won't. She kind of dug herself just deeper and deeper. God, she needs to stop. It's like secondhand embarrassment now. Jeez Louise. Anyway, I think Allie's going live soon. Rocket. Oh no, at the dentist. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you don't see Grain? Neither do I. I hope she's doing okay. If you watch this on replay, Grain, I love you. Happy birthday. Anyway, just wanted to talk to you guys about that stuff. You know me. I mean, the whole thing, we have free speech here in America. And in England, people are being arrested because they posted something that goes against a communication act. So if you post something on social media that's considered hate speech or somebody got offended, it's like people getting ticketed and arrested because they're wearing what are those things called? Starved David, like the Jewish thing. You know, somebody got offended with that. It's just crazy. And I always look to England, well, the UK in general, but specifically to England because we're basically England Junior. We're coming up on our 250 years next year is our 250-year anniversary of the Declaration of Independence from England. And George was it third? King George III, the crazy one. Anyway, so free speech isn't free. It has consequences. You can say what you want. You can have any opinion you want. You know, I called Lauren to see you next Tuesday because I think it's just wrong what she stirred up. And especially now that she's hurt victims' families that trusted her. They thought they were friends. LDS, but inactive duty or coffee and cigs. Oh, are you what they call a, if I miss this up, forgive me, Jack Mormon? Is that what they call them? If that's not correct, I'm sorry. It isn't quite that severe. Oh, you probably live out in the middle of nowhere. And I get it. A lot of people coming at you hard at once can't feel good. However, it seems she brought a lot of this on herself and is still doing it. Yes, Brat. I call you Bratley because that's what the soup calls you. You know, like we got Buford out of Beefergs. So you're Bratley. Brant. George the Third. Now we have Charles the Third. Yeah. But oh, squirrel. You love it. Okay. I'm glad Bradley. Um there's no such thing as friendship in war. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, at the end of her life, Kresha was talking about all kinds of interesting things about the Latter-day Saints church and how integrated they are with each other. She even went because somebody was saying, "Oh, Lauren got an award at CrimeCon," and Kresha said that CrimeCon is actually owned by the Mormons. What? And then she was talking about the channel Web Sleuths, Trisha and Web Sleuths, because Trisha had Grayson on to talk about the situation. And evidently, Trisha doesn't own the channel Web Sleuths anymore. It was bought by Dave Mittleman, Mittleman. He's also the guy that owns Ortham. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Ortham Genetic Laboratory. He and his wife both, and his wife is hot AF. I was looking on her Instagram. Absolutely amazing. But anyway, so the guy who owns the genetic genealogy place, they're solving cold cases and all that stuff, bought the channel Web Sleuths. So there's like maybe a speculation conspiracy, in my opinion, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, link in bio, that there might be some sort of LDS thing going on in here. Because Christina is LDS. Lauren, who we didn't know for years and years that she was LDS, but she came out and now she's not really practicing, but we don't know. Anyway, and then CrimeCon owned by LDS and Lauren getting an award, from CrimeCon for LDS. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of some interesting things. So Kresha, like I said, Kresha's got some really cool things that she's looking into, including MK Ultra. So I haven't had time to actually review, or listen to any of her things, but she sounds fascinating. Really? Ancestry and Family Search are. Same with Desert. It's Deseret, isn't it? Deseret Industries. Find a Grave. Yes. But owned? I don't know. I don't know. Kresha said that. So I don't know. Like I said, allegedly speculating, some may say, kind of thing. Nor hate in peace. Okay. Not a Jack Mormon. Those are mostly those who are converts who never went to church but by marriage or ancestry. Oh, okay. No, that's good to know. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you like B? I know Johnson calls you like Bo? Something like that. Desert Industries like Savers or Goodwill. Okay. All right, already. Well, she was talking about Tim Ballard and who might be related to the president of the LDS, which evidently they're going to be changing their name soon, by the way. But Tim Ballard was the guy who was the name of his movie that, I saved children who were being trafficked movie. Jim Caviezel was in it, and everybody, Nonsense, was up in arms about it, which he had every right to be. From what I'm learning about it, I never went to go see it when it first came out because I thought, it just seemed like, some sort of it just seemed too hokey. If you leave YouTube, you're in prison. Okay, honey. We'll send you something for your commissary book so you can get noodles and honey buns. But anyway, I don't know. Kresha was doing all kinds of neat stuff. All kinds of neat stuff. I have no idea what the DNA thing. Yes, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so it used to be before there was like ancestry.com and all of those places that have all the records, the census records and all that stuff. You used to have to go down to a Mormon church if you wanted to do research on like your ancestry, because they're really into that. Totally makes sense that they would own ancestry.com and 23andMe and genetic things. So I really think that this Dave Middleman, who bought the Web Sleuth channel, and evidently Kresha got that from JS for Justice or Everyday with Jay. I like her research. I do like some of the research that Jay does. But anyway, would totally make sense if he's LDS too. I don't know. Allegedly speculating for entertainment purposes only. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around, and that's what it's all about. Happy birthday, Green. I love you, baby. I hope you had a great day today. Teddy is 2% Bichon Frise. You're trying to track them down. Yes. Happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish it was our birthday so we could party too. Woo! Cash with a dash. Oh, you've been doing oops. I've been doing genealogy since 1992. You go in waves and you actually yeah. My niece has been doing that because her dad, my brother, is actually my half brother. So she did a bunch of tracking down to find her biological family. Her dad's side biological family, and she pretty amazing. The Mormon Church owns 1.7 and 1.8 million acres of land, considered one of the largest private landowners in the U.S. And most of the land is for agricultural purposes. Things that makes you say, Well, it's really funny because they're like, the Mormons are really like all together as far as like, storing food and getting prepared for the end times and stuff. And every time I hear that, I just smack my forehead and go, duh, they're called Latter-day Saints. God. Ooh, Manchester stock. Yes. Okay. Oh, I'm over my hour. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling, blathering on, not really doing anything. I'm going to talk about religion tomorrow. Yeah, religion. Oh my God. Just a little spoiler alert. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. Keep going right now. Me bro did one recently. Pictish. I don't know. Assuming dingbat. Hey, assuming he's your bio brother. Gotcha. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. But no, I'm actually going to let you guys go. Allie's going to be going live soon. She's got some true crime updates. She's got a little bit about the occultic true crime channel, Lauren Striking Kresha. She's much more involved than I am. Obviously, Kresha's not in my chat, but I've dropped that a few times. You guys, go check her out. Give her some support and love. So many good folks in the church versus the ugliness that people like Lori Daybell and the Frankies. Exactly. Yes. See you at Allie's. Okay. Bye, everybody.